He should leave, call it a night, and give up on this futile endeavor. There was a reason Annie never returned any of his letters. He didn't know how it all went so wrong, and what did he have to apologize for exactly? Doing what he was told? Then again, blindly following orders had proven to be an ineffective way to live thus far. Watt decided to play the only card offered to him tonight. "Do you play every night?" he asked the pianist. The pianist gave him another sly grin. "Did you like it?" "Yes," he said, completely genuine. "Only on Saturdays, so it's your lucky day." The pianist winked again, then took another sip of his drink. In the precious seconds before the liquid met his lips, the corners of his eyes hardened and his jaw tensed, a preview of the man without the mask. Something about him was unsettling, disorienting, but Watt couldn't put his finger on why. He couldn't accuse him of being too kind, although that was the only thing he could think of to blame it on. Regardless, exhaustion and desperation paired together to negate Watt's need to err on the side of caution. "Would you be able to tell me if someone was a regular here?" Watt asked, tracing a finger over the rim of his glass. He hummed, and caution fell like a curtain over his dark eyes. "Looking for someone?" "A friend of mine, but I'm not sure if she'd come here." He chuckled softly. "Ah, yes, it's quite the gentleman's club, but we don't mind sharing with the ladies, too. Over there." He nodded to a corner of the room, partially obstructed by those on the dance floor, and Watt caught glimpses of women through the haze of cigarettes and reckless abandon. That was when he finally noticed the intimacy the women shared with each other, bodies pressed close and smiles full of desire, men leading men on the dance floor, hands wandering and noses brushing, eyes bright with pleasure, endless skin, endless shades of black, brown, and white. Watt looked over at the pianist. The Italian's rosy lips curved into a smaller, knowing smile. Watt cleared his throat, pushing away from the bar. "I don't think she's here. Thank you." "Good night, Angel," the pianist called after him, fingers waving loftily through the air. Watt kept his eyes down as he retreated, not at a walk so much as a barely restrained run, the room too small and the smoky atmosphere too thick. Prickling heat flashed over his neck and down his spine, causing the edges of his vision to darken in time to his throbbing pulse. The sensation was so arresting, and Watt's panic so rampant that he made the ultimate mistake. He walked straight into another patron. Liquid courage and glass crashed to the floor, followed by a cry of outrage at the loss. Kept upright by those around him, the offended person whirled around with a fist raised. Upon seeing Watt, the man faltered. Something like recognition and fear widened his bloodshot eyes, and his lips parted in a way that reminded Watt of childhood. But what tipped Watt over the edge and into impossibility was a mole beneath the man's left ear, dark and round, the size of a pencil eraser. Watt's fingers twitched at his sides. He could not restrain his tongue or his inevitable curiosity. It's what nearly ruined him time and time again, after all, asking, what if? And today was no different. He whispered, "Annie?" The patron laughed, and it was so damn glacial that Watt's blood froze. "Nah," he said, and punched Watt in the face. Watt's nose suffered for his mistake, fracturing beneath the impressive force behind the other man's knuckles. First blood spurred fights between those who had nothing to do with the matter and those who did, giving those itching for release the excuse to do so. The man's aggression didn't wane, and neither did his attempts to land another blow. He was paced and methodical, but his favored left leg betrayed his weakness. Watt clung to defense, but it was a struggle to stay out of the man's reach. Despite the man's size, he was quick on his feet, and he nearly landed several blows. Hot blood trickled down the back of Watt's throat, and the white, hot pain in his nose was a brilliant reminder that his heart wasn't as dead as he once thought.